So I'm a 2019 computer engineering graduate. I've been almost like 2 years I've been working in the industry. Most critical part of our college culture is that we have a good interaction with the seniors.
So, hello everyone. I'm Nandini Gaikwad here, studying in Rajashri Shahu College of Engineering in third year of Electronics and Telecommunication. So, we have Mr. Karamjot Singh with us as our college alumni, who is 2019 pass out. So, please, sir, introduce yourself.
Sure. Thank you, Nandini, for having me. So I'm a 2019 computer engineering graduate. I've been almost like 2 years I've been working in the industry. So I started with my career with TCS, and recently I switched to Mercer Matter, and I work as a backend developer.
Okay, so let's start with the questions then. So, how did you prepare for your first interview? Like, how did you start?
Yeah, so the most important thing about the college culture is that we have a good interaction with our seniors. So in our third year, the training and placement cell students used to tell us about the interview experience, how to prepare for the interviews, and what kind of questions are asked. So that was a pretty learning experience, and that guided us in the right way. As well as the Ashagir ma'am used to take lectures for us regarding various topics that they ask in the interviews, like data structures, algorithms, and all those things. So that pretty much prepared us for the interviews for us ahead.
Okay, that's a good answer, by the way. So, how you want to motivate us right now? Because due to Corona situation, like most of the students are like, we might not get the job, and also studying is a big problem. So, what are your suggestions?
Coming from a computer background, so I can guide the students very much well, the IT students. So the thing is that as long as you have the right skills and you're continuing improving yourself, you have the right skill set that the industry requires, you definitely get a job. So that's not a big question. So now the thing comes that how you I would say how you like how the how you make yourself more visible. So one thing is that you can try doing out learning new languages, learning new skills, make projects in them, upload that on GitHub, and staying continuously active on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is the most important thing that you need to do right now. You have the right skill set, but if you don't have visibility, like how recruiters or how companies will know who you are. So
Yeah,
in that way, coming on LinkedIn, showcasing your interacting with the community, showcasing your projects, that's a good way on GitHub. And most important thing I would suggest to do is start contributing to open source. So I've been I started contributing to open source after I passed out, and about a year I've been doing that. So and it's pretty helpful in my career growth. Like it might seem like it's a big task, and we might not how will you compete with the other folks who are experienced, but that's not a big issue. Like the communities are pretty welcoming, and they are pretty approachable. You can ask you just have to you just have to show that the learning ability. If you have the learning hunger for learning, then the community is pretty much helpful. They will help you out in every stage wherever you're stuck, and that's the most important thing. So because working in open source community, what happens that you are getting a more closer experience to the industry. So the gap is there that our education and the industry has a huge gap. So our main task should be to fulfill that gap and reduce it as much as possible.
So, how was your first interview? Like, what did you learn from that? Like, first interview is like you remember it all your lifetime. So, how was it?
So it was a tough road to come to the interview. The thing was that the first interview that I gave for was for Zensa.
Oh.
But I had applied for previous companies. I had sit for various drives, and the thing was that most of the times my test was not getting cleared out.
Yeah.
So but I would say I had good support from my seniors and the TPC cell and the board cell especially. So he used to tell us where to focus on and where to where we are lacking, work on that, and basically working on that got me the interview. And I was pretty nervous for the first time, but I went pretty good. And every interview that you give, it showcases you where are you lacking.
What are the problems you actually face when you actually start working in a company? Like, there's difference between when you are actually studying and when you actually enter a company. So, share your thoughts.
Sure. Everybody is nervous about the first job, like how they're going to cope up with the deadlines and all those things. But yeah, that's a big challenge that you have to like learn as well self, because there might be some things that there's not like you are not aware about. You have to learn about that self. So you have to like dedicate time to that as well, as well as the tasks that are up for you, like the tasks you have to finish as per the deadlines. So like it's a big challenge in the start, but as you like progress through your career, it basically smooths out. You understand, like, so like one thing that we have like learned from engineering is how to manage deadlines. Like we all know like how we used to prepare for practicals and exams and all those things, and what do you say, a huge syllabus to go in a tough, what do you say, in a quick deadline. So like
Yeah,
that basically, that experience basically helps us in managing that all the stress and that comes with that, managing the deadlines. So we as you progress, that you basically becomes more easier.
yeah, you have to get used to it anyway. So,
Right.
why you used to work in TCS? So why did you switch the job? Like any particular reason?
So like I'm very grateful for TCS. Like that's my first job. I learned a very lot. So I was about almost 2 years with TCS. So more, I was like I wanted to move to a move, what do you say, like TCS is a big MNC. I wanted to move towards a smaller company to like get more roles and responsibilities. So that was like I moved to Mercer Metal. So around we 400 to 500 employees we have, and about 100 people in the tech team. So you have a lot of things to manage, and you get a lot of good learning exposure. So that's why I like decided to move from basically an MNC culture to a kind of a startup product-based organization to get
Yeah,
the learning experience.
I totally agree with you. Like being a part of startup, you have to do your best and you get to learn a lot. So
Right.
you are a part of GSOC as a mentor, right? So will you brief it a bit?
Sure, sure. So like G-Shock, basically Google Summer of Code. So I've been part of an open source community, Ortelius open source, and so we are part of the CD Foundation, the Continuous Delivery Foundation, and this is a foundation under the Linux Foundation. So the Linux Foundation is a kind of bigger umbrella that
Yeah,
supports the open source projects around the globe. So so as part of that, basically part of CDF community and Linux Foundation, we got a chance to basically to what to say, to apply for G-Shock, so students can come and what to say, contribute to the open source project. So the main like the overview like of GSOC, like so you are not aware about. So basically, every summer Google has a summer of code challenge. So basically, to increase the what do you say, to increase the what do you say, students' capability to contribute to the industry and increase the what do you say, overall visibility for an open source project. So what happens that the open source projects they showcase like what kind of skills they are looking for, like what kind of tasks they have that students can work over the what do you say, over the summer, and any graduate, any student currently studying student, they can basically go apply for that, and then what happens basically, we get the profiles, we shortlist, and after that the students start about 3 months long. So like 1 month for grooming the students for interaction, and 2 months for contributing to the project. The students start contributing, and they're paid a stipend as well from Google itself for around $1,500 to $2,000 are being paid.
nice, nice, nice. It will help, of course. I have to see it too.
So
So, what are the emerging IT industries which we might not know as students, like which are we have great scope in future?
the most like like in my 2 years of career, like the most important thing that I've seen is growing out is basically cloud technology and the DevOps thing. So like DevOps basically we have Docker, Kubernetes. Like DevOps is basically how you deploy your code and make it more, what to say, more portable and something like that. So like DevOps field is growing more and more, as well as the cloud. Cloud is still the king, because most of the companies are moving towards the cloud. And being a part of the IT industry, like you should have some knowledge like how what to say about various cloud providers like AWS, Google, GCP, Azure. So these are main cloud providers, and everybody has good opportunity, because all the companies are moving from the like managing their own servers, their own database servers, and they are moving towards the cloud. So cloud has a big scope ahead.
Uh, yeah, let's move forward and to non-technical questions like about your life. So, what were the subjects you were bad at in college?
So like one particular subject would be basically in mathematics, like probability and statistics. I still don't understand like how things, like how why like what are the concept behind that. Even in my 12th standard, like I skipped that particular section. I didn't understand at all. That's just I still like I would love to learn it down the line if time permits and see if I can understand the concept now. But
Yeah.
it was pretty challenging task for me to understand that.
I can relate. It's pretty difficult for me too. So
Like integration and derivation was pretty easy for me. It was tough for everybody else. And what to say, statistics and probability was easy for everyone. It was completely a blank for me.
yeah.
Opposite way for me.
So what other extra activities you do besides working and jobs?
So like part of an open source community. So that's also like I do try to give us as much time as possible. Then apart from that, I love like watching football. So Manchester United is my favorite club. So I try to support them as much as I can. And then exploring new genres of music. So I'm a music freak. Like I just love to explore music on Spotify. And I started a bit of cycling nowadays.
Yeah, and it's required right now.
Right.
So what are your future plans?
Sure. So like currently my most future plans would be basically to understand more about the software world. So like most important thing is that people think that software is only about coding, but the main thing is that anybody can code. That's not a big task. The task is like how you design scalable systems. So scalable system in the sense like say Netflix. Now millions of people are watching Netflix. So how you make sure that your service stays 24/7 up and nobody faces some issue. So that's what you say, understanding more about software world, how to design more scalable systems. So that's like I see myself learning more about in the coming future.
Yeah, I got to know something new. So thank you for being with us and spending your quality time with us. So I hope you have a great day and have a great health. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Nandini. It was a pleasure to talk to you.